Good morning and welcome to day 18 on the Camino del Norte, take 2. I had already left my hotel about 10 minutes ago and suddenly realized I'm missing something. Well, I didn't have my trekking poles. I left them in the room. Smart Michelle. But anyway, at least I hadn't gotten too far, so just went back to grab them. In any case, you can tell I'm still discombobulated, right? I am leaving Villaviciosa today, heading to Pola de Siero. And it is going to be a longish day, around 27 kilometers, maybe 17 miles. But I am going to make it even longer by taking, not distance-wise, time-wise, because I am doing a detour along the way to visit the Monastery of Valdedios, which is said to be truly worthwhile. It involves not that much more in terms of distance, but a pretty nasty climb from what I understand. But in any case, hey, why not? What else am I doing today, right? So anyway, as I did mention yesterday, today I will be getting off the Camino del Norte officially. Around 2 to 3 miles from now is a split, so I need to pay attention. And that is where the route will split between those who continue walking along the northern way and those who veer off towards Oviedo to begin the Camino Primitivo, and that is where we are headed. And oh, in case you haven't noticed, cue rainy day number 4. Okay, so here we are at the Ermita de Casquita, and this is where the split happens. And before the split, you can actually visit the chapel, which is open and it has a stamp, and there are the signs for the split. If you're going to continue on the norte towards Gijón, you continue straight ahead. If you're going to Oviedo, to the left. That is what we are doing. Okay, so now I'm looking for split number 2, the one that will take me towards the official Camino, and the one that will take me towards the monastery, which I hear is sometimes well marked and sometimes isn't. But I was also told to look out for a bench, and I see a bench right up ahead, so I'm assuming this is a split, which means I have to go right. Let's see if there are any signs. There's signs up there. Well, this is clear as mud, isn't it? To the right, who knows what? To the left, who knows what? There's a V there. Shall we take it that that means Valdedios? Anyway, my map says it's this way, so I'm going this way. Here it is, the Monastery of Valdedios. Opens at 10:30 a.m. to visitors. It is 10:20 right now. Well, I'm really glad I took the time to visit the monastery and the chapel of San Salvador. And by the way, I was leaving my trekking poles behind for the second time today. So, I'm a real mess. But, it is worthwhile to take this variant to visit the monastery and the chapel. You do have to do a little bit of planning just because the monastery doesn't open till 10:30 in the morning, and it takes a little bit under 2 hours to walk here. So there's no point in leaving Villaviciosa that early if you do plan on visiting the monastery. And I spent about 45 minutes in there. I thought it was really cool. The chapel, it's pre-Romantic. It was built in the 800s, and so some of the paintings in there, are incredibly well preserved and date back to that time. But there's also just a mixture of influences as the centuries go by. And the actual chapel was built in the 800s, but the Monastery of Valdedios was built in the 1200s, and it was occupied by the Cistercian order. Sorry, it's kind of hard to pronounce, isn't it? From the 1200s to the 1800s. It's no longer a working monastery, but there are some nuns that live on the property and maintain an albergue for pilgrims. So it is a place where you can also stay if you wish to do so. And there are the bells again. Very cool. Anyway, I still have about 10 miles left, and I understand that shortly ahead of me comes a really nasty climb that's going to last for about a mile and a half. So there probably won't be much talking during that climb, but I will see you on the other end. If I'm not wrong, that larger building in the distance is the monastery. And I'm only about halfway up the climb. Bye. I did it. I made it to Alto de la Campa. It took about 55 minutes to go 2 miles. Slow going. Oof. I've been booking it the second half of the day ever since I got done with that climb after the monastery. For a brief moment, I had a little glimmer of hope that I might make it into Pola Siero before that dreaded 3:30 p.m. kitchen closing time. It's something I actually didn't expect at the beginning of the day, just because I had it marked as a long walking day. I figured it would be around 7 hours walking plus another hour for the monastery visit. But then I realized that it wasn't going to be nearly as long because the second half is mostly downhill. So I've been really booking it. But like 10 minutes ago, I just gave up the ghost. I realized it wasn't going to happen. Like, if I'd continued going straight on road, I probably would have. But obviously the Camino, when they can, they do route you off the road so that, you're not risking life and limb. So that kind of ends up making the total distance a bit longer than the signs say. But, it's okay. I didn't really expect to make it anyway. I did stop briefly at a restaurant a couple of hours ago just for a small bite and something to drink because I kind of felt like energy waning, and I figured I might need something to hold me over for longer than expected, so it'll be fine. Well, I'm not sure what I was expecting of Pola de Siero, but this certainly wasn't it. Huh. I love my apartment in Pola de Siero, and I should have done this video before I made a complete mess everywhere, but oh, it's so cool. Okay, so I'm really digging Pola de Siero. I know the initial impression when I got into town was a bit weird. I'd been told that it was like a suburb of not only Oviedo, but also Gijón and Avilés, and so I saw those like high rises, and I was like, ugh. But actually, the little downtown area and where I am is fabulous. I mean, of course, right now all of the restaurants are closed because of their whole, between 3:30 and 7 thing. But I am actually on my way to a pizza place. I saw listed, yes, pizza place, don't judge. And I'm having that for dinner tonight. And you know what? Tomorrow is the last day. Still don't even know what to think or say about that.